Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Dominions 4 Multiplayer Showdown, episode 25, turn 36, with the Ashen Empire. My name is Sabouts, and we're back here to see where we're going to go, because I've got a couple different routes here, and I'm going to explain that to you guys right now on what sort of the plan is. So, I've already kind of looked the map over. As you can see, I'm back into the read messages screen. Not too much going on here. We did get our research enchantment completed, which is kind of a big deal, so we'll look at that in a second. You can see here that one of Tortuga's, or Shanu's, I guess, prophets, that he's claimed an Iron Throne. We'll talk a little bit about that. I've got my lictors revived, and I've got the Behemoth. So, let's go ahead to the research screen. You can see a long ways off from level 6, probably not even going to get there, so shifting interests might be what we want to do. We've got Horde of Skeletons, Pale Riders. Now, I think if we actually go into, let me take a look. Yeah, so now we can get Horde of Skeletons. So we need to switch all of that out, but I'll do that off camera. There's really no point in me doing that now, but I do want to switch everybody over to Horde of Skeletons. I think it's going to help a lot. Now, where else? Okay, so let's talk diplomacy for a second. I've gotten some interesting messages from Tortuga, who's basically informed me that he believes Vanheim is pretty much about to win the game. I guess Vanheim just claimed the T3 throne. I still don't know which one it is. It might be this one. But what he's told me is that Ulm is now at war with Vanheim over thrones. Gartha is not going to do anything about it because he just doesn't want to get involved. I think Man is getting involved from what I've been told, and Shanu himself is going to attack Vanheim this turn. So he has asked me to make a dash for Ephisibor here, whatever you want to call it, Province 125, where this throne's sitting. He wants me to make a mad dash for that because he believes Vanheim is only a turn or two away from winning the game. Now, I don't have enough scouts out to be able to verify all this information. I've only got this scout here. I can confirm that this throne is still under Svaddle. Won't be for long. We're going to move our scout. Let's see. We're going to come this way. Oh, we don't want to go through there, though, so we'll take the water province. But I've got to figure out what's going on. Now, I'm in two situations here. I can either ignore Tortuga and assume he's lying to me and he just wants to draw my forces off, or I can believe him and I can do something about it. Because I don't really know what who's telling the truth and who's lying, I'm just going to assume that he's telling the truth, and I'm going to pick a side, because I've got to pick something, and even if this means the death of me, say Tortuga was lying, and I don't know, somebody attacks me, Man, Ulm, Agartha, who knows. I guess I'd rather be on that side than know that Vanheim won the game because I didn't act. So, here's why I'm going to go with that. Tortuga told me that he was gathering his forces to the north. What he doesn't know is that because I have a connecting province, I can see that. So he's not lying. If he was, then there wouldn't be an army here. So clearly he is telling the truth about that. His forces are at the north and they're ready to strike Vanheim's provinces up here. So he was telling the truth about that. If he was trying to draw me away from my capital to attack me, he'd have forces around here. And unless they're hidden, which I don't believe they are, there is no forces here, so I can assume that he's telling the truth on that. If he was trying to open up my capital to be attacked from Man or Ulm, they would have to come through his provinces, so there's no way for them to really get to me. So I have to assume that Tortuga is telling the truth, and that Vanheim is about to win the game, and that he's basically saying to me, that we can't be allies, but we can find mutual ground in the fact that neither of us want Vanheim to win. I know I don't, and even though me and Vanheim kind of have a sort of friendly thing, ceasefire going on here, Vanheim is the reason that I pretty much was crippled early game, and I don't want him to win, and I don't want to stand here with all these undead forces and do nothing about it. So we're going to do something about it. we're going to try to take Ephisabor from Vanheim, thus denying him a throne. I think it's a smart move on our part. I think it's a good idea. To do this, we've got to prepare our forces, and we have to make an attack move this turn. Now, I've got two options. I can go through Vanheim territory and down, or Agartha territory and over here. And it's kind of tough. Agartha says they're not going to partake in the war. If I go through Agartha territory and I message him telling him I'm just going through to attack Vanheim, he'll probably be okay with it. I could outright attack Vanheim right here. I'm a little skeptical to do that simply because I would like, if I go to this Agarthan territory, Vanheim will probably see it, but he might not fully understand what's going on yet. And I kind of want to keep this sort of like, I guess you could say like World War II style Japanese, where basically I announce I'm attacking him the same exact turn that I attack him. So I don't want to move into here because then that will allow him, maybe if he's got forces nearby, to move them onto this throne to protect it. But if I attack here, and chances are he'll still see me, but for some reason maybe he doesn't understand what's going on, maybe he thinks I'm at war with Agartha, maybe he just thinks I'm moving forces around, and maybe he won't even notice because he'll be so focused on what Tortuga's doing to him here, he may not even see it. And if he doesn't see it, then I can move into here, hopefully with a little resistance. So that's what we're going to do. Agartha's probably not going to like that. They may go to war with me over it, but I think I'm entrenched enough that I would actually be okay if that happened. Now, the one thing is that we still got forces to move around. You can see that I don't got a direct line here to bring lictors over, which is kind of an issue because we don't have all the lictors I would normally have escorting my Master Lich. But that's fine. We do have some lictors here. So we'll throw them in, and we'll just have to have lictors come in as a backup. Now we're going to go ahead and get everything else nice and fleshed out here and ready to go. I just got to figure out what the best way to do this is, or at least the best way to get these units in here would be. So we're going to go ahead and set that. We want to attack the closest enemy, and we're actually going to put them up in the front and off to the side a little bit. And then let's just get the rest of these armies fleshed out one way or another. I know that I do have to leave some forces back here to defend. So I can't get all of this dealt with, but I can get most of it. And we're going to need to take some mages with us, so our research is going to be pretty crippled. That's okay. Yeah, and then like I said, I've got to leave forces back to defend. Okay. A Plague Soul the Mound King. I guess I'm taking him with me, right? I've pretty much maxed out like all of these forces. How about you, though? My Lich can still hold tons of units. So we'll do that. Actually, we'll just put them all on him then. I can leave some forces back to defend. And we'll navigate our forces around to create a good enough defense. We'll leave you here. Yeah, to leave a good enough defense. Cast a specific spell. Yeah, I gotta put Horde of Skeletons on all these units too, but I'll do that later. But yeah. Okay, I gotta find out what units I'm actually taking and who's moving where. Let's deal with this real quick. We had a ton of lictors here, and we wanted to send them back with this lictor. Okay, I guess there wasn't as many as I thought, but we do want to send at least most, if not all of these back. We should leave some to defend here because we are building a fortress here, but we definitely want to send a bunch of units back to help flesh out our attacking forces. There'll be the reinforcements that we're going to need to take the throne. So however many of these units I can take, we're going to take them. Like so. Okay, it pretty much looks like I'm getting. So Venom Spew, you can head back. As for here, yeah, we're going to want to keep forces kind of moving around, which is why I've got units like this. So we can actually just take all of these and make something up. like this. Okay. And move you here. And we'll let this just keep building up. I need some forces back defending just in case Vanheim comes from another direction or somebody did trick me. So we do want to make sure that we keep some forces back here. We don't need to keep a whole lot, but we need to keep enough that we could respond. And we'll keep most of them here since this is where we are building our fortress. So we'll keep a good amount of garrison units and then some armies here on standby just in case we need them. And the rest, I guess, are going to move out. I'd love to take somebody else here, but I really should have all of these here. I got another sensor. He's building, though. He's building the fortress, yeah. Okay. So he's going to reinforce, but we have to take one of these provinces, and he won't be able to reinforce until after we probably already take the throne, but at least he'll get there at some point. We got to figure out where we're going to go. We're going to go through Agartha. Like I said, I think what I said in the beginning about maybe Vanheim not noticing what's going on. He's probably going to notice, but no point in even if there's a 5% chance he doesn't notice, it's worth taking. Other than immediately taking this province and having him know what's going on. I imagine he'll catch on. I'm sure he's not stupid, but you never know. Sometimes you get real lucky. So, yeah, all of these need to be kind of set to do their thing. I moved him up here simply so that I could I'll leave him up here for a defending force. Let's see. We know we're taking you. Who else? We'll take Simith the Censor. He's got a good-sized army. The Mound King we're going to take on the cavalry because he's got a big cavalry army. We're going to leave Plague Soul here. Even though he's just moving units around, that's what he basically does. We'll leave him here because as a somewhat defense force. Just to leave a small defense force here. If we got to break a siege, we can with our other army, I think. Man, Hate the Bane and the Lich King, I guess, are going. So that's going to be our attacking force. Now for priests, they're all here, so that was kind of a mistake. I should have probably sent some priests up because I need them. The only person I have is my prophet. So I guess we're definitely taking the prophet. Okay, where's these guys? Okay, we want to revive lictors. And then you just research for a second. Some of these people are coming with us. So yeah, the prophet's coming with us. And he's set to do a couple things, right? Yep, protection of the sepulture. I'm thinking I should maybe change some of these since he might be my only priest I have for a little bit. He should do unholy blessing, unholy power, protection, unholy power, and then just keep casting them after that. Yeah, we definitely need more priests. It's kind of the mistake I made. It doesn't mean we can't move a couple. We should probably move a few. But we won't have a whole lot. We do have the one here we can move over as well. We could leave him here, though, too, just in case we need him. Nah, we got a bunch here we can move around if we have to. Let's try to bring in as many as I think we can muster up. It's going to be a fairly large attacking force. Who else are we going to take for priests now? We want to take just a few of the spectators, but we should take, you know, one or two of these. Probably you. You're pretty powerful. It makes sense. And we'll take you, since you're a level 3 spectator. We want to keep a couple of them here researching. I guess research isn't all that important now. I already got level 5 enchantment. I should really switch over anyways. Okay, let me find the ones I've picked. You know, we can actually probably switch most of these over now, since we're not going to take a whole lot with us, but we got to make sure we keep on this. Yeah, because I think Horde of Skeletons is definitely seems like the best way to go. I wish I could get flaming arrows. Basically trying to do things that are going to make my army as large as possible. Horde of Skeletons pretty useful because we're just have tons of just troops that absorb enemies. Lich King. See if we got some other stuff. Yeah, he really can't do much. No, we definitely want him. Let's see, we definitely want him to cast Hand of Dust. Oh, we need resist magic. Let's see, resist. Hand of Dust. And then we want him to move in, I think. Astral Shield would be good too. Okay. Oh, I feel like I should take some more of these guys, but we should shift research from something else. As much as I'd like to get enchantment level 6, I don't think it's going to happen right now. Conjuration's one thing. We could go for construction level 4, construction of greater magic items. There might be something worth getting there. Why don't we work towards that a little bit? Do we take anyone else? We got more lictors. We could probably take you. Sick Pit. Okay, that should be it. I hope it's enough. Skeletons are really weak, so it's not like, it looks like a lot, but it's really not. They fold pretty easily. We want these obviously up in the front. This group of soulless over here. We've got these guys all ready to go. We need another line formation up in the front. Just making sure everybody's got the right stuff. More line formation. Stay behind troops. Make sure you're up here though. I actually could really put him to attack. He's pretty good with the Bane Blade and stuff. And chill. Doesn't really do any good staying in the back. We could actually put him on hold one turn and then attack closest. Actually, make him hold 2 turns was the Lich King's casting stuff. Okay, we've got you over here. We'll put you over here by the elephants. Attacking the rear. Another line formation in the front. We'll put this one somewhat in the back. Gives me a little bit of cushion and some extra units. We'll actually do that with some units here. We got them attacking. Fire the closest line formation. That's fine. We'll put that one off to the side like this. Another big line formation in the front. Then we got another group of soulless. We've got one group here. We'll put one over here up in the front. We're going to put this line in the back. And they need to be set to fire closest enemy. Then this line formation in the front. And then two in the back is going to help us. Okay, so I think we're pretty good. Let's just make sure we've got our mages scattered about in a good spot. We want him to attack the closest, that's for sure. And we want him up in the front, because he's really good. We'll just have him staying behind, that's fine. Or at least up here with the Lich. And then, yeah, making sure I've got mages peppered in for... basically for resupplying my flank. So I'm going to evenly disperse them here in the middle. I've got reinforcements in the back. The Lich King's right here. Lots of lictors and whatnot. So just disperse them through the middle. That'll give me a nice set of units summoning. And I'll make sure he's somewhat off to the side right here so he can get a good range. And yeah, you could be like right here. Okay, so that puts us there. Lich King up near the front as he should be. And then there was one other thing I wanted to do. And I don't remember what it was. Yeah, this unit. So I want the lictors guarding, but I think I want these guys in a separate unit. Okay, they can't be. Unless I took all this soulless and put it in this unit. Ooh, I can't do that. Okay, hold on. We'll move some guys around. Put you guys here. Move the soulless there. Or just move them up for a second. That's what I wanted to do. I wonder if I want them in the back to protect my rear, just in case. Or if I want them in the front. I want them definitely around the Lich King, I think. We'll just put them with the Lich King. But I just wanted them in a separate unit so they could kind of... because they're set to guard the commander, but I want them to attack the closest. So they're just kind of moving real quick. And these guys will hover around the... because the Lich King here, he's going to be doing this for a little bit, so these guys can move right up, and I can get some elite units right up in the front to start creating kind of a blockade. The lictors will come in when the Lich King's ready to move. I just kind of wish I had more Lich. Or more lictors. I definitely don't have as much as I had before. Okay, that's fine. We'll leave those there. Yeah, I guess I'll just have to put up with what I've got. 27. It's a lot. It's just, I've got a bunch more here, and it would have been nice to have them, but that's okay. Things happen like that. This whole force is going to move in, so these guys are actually going to move right here, meet up with the units I've got coming in, and then they're going to move down. Okay, so let's grab up our army and make the move. So that's the big move right there. I guess we're going to see what happens with that. It'll be interesting for sure. I'm going to save up my death gems, so I won't spend it on anything else other than the lictors I've got coming. Okay, so just to reiterate everything that's going on. Scouts moving over. We're going to try to make a mad dash over here, see if we can get some information on what's going on in this region, especially if I can drop down into Vanheim territory. And then, like I said, Tortuga said that Vanheim's about to win the game, so he could be lying to me. It's a possibility. We're going to take that chance because we haven't done anything really much since we fought off Vanheim anyways. I think it's about time we make a big power move. I feel fairly confident, and I don't want the game coming to an end without me really being able to get into something. So I think this is my chance to really dive in, even though I'm pretty small and probably not well built up enough to be getting into major conflicts. I mean, if I lose this big army I'm moving, that's pretty much all my forces, but I'm confident. we're going to move into the Sigarthan territory, Oak Halls that is, which is originally my territory anyways. And then from there, we're going to move straight into Ephisabor, and we're going to take that province, and we're going to claim that throne. From there, we'll be at war with Vanheim, but I assuming if Tortuga is correct and he attacks, and others are attacking, then Vanheim won't really be able to address the situation. I don't know where he'll direct his forces, but I imagine he'll direct them more towards Tortuga, as the Tortuga is definitely in much more of an advantage to push on Vanheim's capital than I am. So from there, I'll take these 3 provinces. They are rightfully mine anyways, and I'll take any other Vanheim provinces that are over here. That'll help me expand a little bit. If it goes that way, it might not. But either way, there's the power move. I'm going to reach out to Agartha again. I'm going to let him know I'm making that move and tell him why. Or maybe I won't. I won't, because really I'll be in and out of the territory so fast that he won't even be able to, I doubt he'll be able to muster a force to do anything. And even if he does, I doubt he's got anything to deal with this. The worst case he could do is warn Vanheim, but I don't think he'll do that because they're not really friends. So maybe I will get in touch with him. I'll see what he says. And then I'll let you guys know. But yeah, that's the end of this turn. So, next turn is going to be a pretty important one. Hope you guys are excited. Hate to leave you on this cliffhanger, but such is the nature of turn-based games. So thank you for joining me. I do hope that you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.